Good day, good people. I know it's been a little minute since I've been on here. Welcome to Nurses Day Off. I was really busy this weekend. I had reties. So like I mentioned before, I also do sister locks and micro locks. So I had retie. I had an establishment that took most of the weekend. And then on Monday, I had another retie. So I've been very, very busy. I've also been preparing for moving my salon suite. So I had to go to the other suite, conduct a little business there. Also, I am preparing for my 75 medium challenge and more on that to come. But I went to the doctor's office. I'm waiting for my lab work. I've not been a good girl, so I'm expecting for my numbers, my labs to be a little bit off. I definitely need to reset my health and make that a priority. That being said, I am going to take you with me to the grocery store as I get my stuff for my 75 medium challenge. Part of my challenge is going to be a 20-day detox, and the program calls for the participants to eat a raw vegan diet. Now, being that I'm as busy as I am, I'm going to try to stick to that as closely as I possibly can. I want to say that at the very least, it will be high raw vegan, which means that 51% or more of what I consume will be raw. I do have some protein shakes because I've been working out, and I'm not exactly sure if the protein shakes are considered raw or not. And there are recipes for things such as cashew cheese, etc., etc. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to be making those things myself. I'm gonna try my very best, but I can't guarantee it. So if I'm gonna be eating raw vegan tacos and things, I want to have them as close as possible to what I like, which would include like queso and sour cream. And I know that there are some vegan options for those. So if I can't make them, I will be buying them. Like I said, I'm going to do the very best that I can. So I need to go grocery shopping right now and get myself together. And you're going to come along with me. All right, let's go. I've already mentioned this, but I am doing this 20-day raw vegan detox in conjunction with my 75 medium. I'm following a program. A lot of people have heard of it before, but in case you haven't, it's called D-Herbs Cleanse. And you take 30 pills a day. They're detox capsules. and it's a full body detox. So it detoxes all of your organ systems. And you also, at the end of the day, take a little small dose of activated charcoal. And this is to cleanse your whole body and reset basically your system. So I find that it's important whenever you're about to start any type of health regimen, a detox is really good to do because you're getting rid of all the bad stuff anyway. So that makes your body work, in my opinion, more efficiently. So I'm doing this. I'm not going to do the 20 days and then start the 75 medium. I'm doing everything all together. And one of the suggestions is for you to follow a raw vegan diet, because then you're not putting toxins into your body while you're trying to detox your body. So that just makes sense. I have not changed over to being a raw vegan full time. This is not what I'm going to do. However, I've watched a documentary called Simply Raw where there were, I think, 6 participants, and they went to a ranch in Arizona. They were all diabetics, and they all followed a raw vegan diet for 3 weeks. The first week, I believe, they did just raw juicing. But after that, they followed a raw vegan diet, and most of them were able to come off of most of their medications, including their insulins. And there was one guy on there that found out as an adult that he was a diabetic. He went to the hospital and his blood sugar was 1200. He shouldn't even have been alive. At that time, that was the diagnosis for his diabetes, and he went on this raw vegan challenge. And when he came home, I believe he was off of all of his insulin and everything, but surprisingly enough, they found out that he was actually a type 1 diabetic, which means that his pancreas did not make any insulin. So he basically has been a diabetic all his life, and they never knew it. He was able to come off insulin. Going on that raw vegan diet allowed his body to begin to make insulin again, and allowed his pancreas to make insulin again. So I'm like, okay, let's give that a try, because I am a diabetic. I'm a type 2. And anything I can do to reverse diabetes, anything I can do to stop it from getting worse, I'm willing to try. So again, I have not committed to following a raw vegan diet for my entire life. Definitely for this time being, we're going to see how it goes. I feel like for me, being a raw vegan would be very, very difficult. Not impossible though. So we're just going to see how this all pans out. But I do know I can do this for 20 days. I have no doubt in my mind that I can follow a raw vegan diet for 20 days. Do I think it's going to be easy? No. I don't think it's going to be easy at all, because your girl loves to eat, okay? I love to eat, and I don't want to give up everything that I love. However, I do know that there are a lot of things that I can give up and I should give up. And if it's going to help my health, I'm willing to give those things up. So, yeah. Plus, not to mention, I do have a family. They are not raw vegan. They're not vegetarian. They're not any of those things. So for me to have to cook and prepare foods and shop and all those things and have a totally separate diet, that is difficult. I do in large part follow a ketogenic diet. So there are things that I may not eat that they do. So there are, some overlapping. But to have something totally different, that will be extremely difficult. That being said, I do hope to incorporate a lot of what I do into foods for my family, because I want them to be healthy as well. But again, my kids are like teenage age, so that's kind of difficult for me to do that, and they haven't grown up that way, and I don't think they would want to. But definitely I can incorporate what I'm doing into what I prepare for my family. So that's the reason why I'm following this raw vegan diet right now. I'm on a raw vegan challenge in conjunction with my 75-day medium. So I just got off the phone with my doctor's office, and I'm not really surprised. I told her the other day that I was pretty sure my lab results were not going to be all that great. So my A1C is 6.6, which is actually better than I thought it would be. My previous one was 6.7. Anything over 6.5 is considered diabetic. My A1C has been as high as 10.2, I believe. So again, it's not terrible because I am a diabetic. That's really not a bad number at all. I definitely did not expect it to be as low as it was because I have not been really doing really well with my eating lately. Vitamin D is low. That's always low for me. African Americans always have lower vitamin D typically because we don't absorb the sun as well as non-African Americans due to our melanin. And so that's not a shocker at all. I do have to take prescription vitamin D. So, plus I work at night. It's all those things. So anyway, I am very upset about my cholesterol. My previous set of labs, my total cholesterol was 156, which is really, really good. And I was not taking my medication. I took myself off of it. This time it was 267. That is horrible. Terrible. So my cholesterol has gone up over 100 points since, God, I don't even know when the last time I took my labs. I have to take a look. My triglycerides went up from 80 to 111. My LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, it went from 92 to 197. And my HDL, which is the good cholesterol, went from 49 to 50. So what I do know is I've been eating a lot of ice cream this last month. It's been bad. And I know this has definitely contributed to my cholesterol levels being what they are. I don't know what it is. I've just been on an ice cream kick. So I need to cut all that stuff out, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm sure those numbers are going to go down. HDL is your good cholesterol. You want to definitely work out. All these numbers will be improved with adding exercise to the factor. And my doctor wants me to come back in 2 weeks. Because my kidney function was a little low. And I know that's because I had not been drinking much water for the prior couple of days. And I try to drink at least a gallon of water a day, pretty close to it. So I know I hadn't. So she wants me to come back. I will also be going back in 3 months to have all my lab work drawn again. So we'll see how this all goes. I'm expecting good numbers. So I have my work cut out for me. Good day, good people. This is Editing Nurse T dropping by. Thank you for watching my video. I did have a lot of meal prep done in anticipation of showing you the process of creating some high raw vegan and raw vegan meals. I made some pecan meat. I made the queso cheese. I made my own almond milk. A lot of stuff. However, the video footage did not come out the way I anticipated. So that being said, that's one of the joys of content creation, I suppose. But I will still be taking on my journey through 75 medium. I did start my raw or high raw vegan challenge. However, I did not start 75 medium. If you can tell, I've been dealing with some sinus and allergy issues, and I had a massive migraine headache that lasted for a couple of days. So I still stuck to eating properly, but I was not able to start my challenge because I was not able to work out and do some of the other things that I have laid out for myself. That being said, look for my 75 medium challenge videos, and I will be incorporating some meal preps in those videos as well. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon.